I wonder about living in a time where we celebrate all the time the things that are positive, and we don't want to think about the things that are negative, and what that does to us when we can't actually hold both of those things, the pain and the joy together.
Yes. And in our scriptures, we have many psalms of lament, right? Expressions of that pain, because it's important that we acknowledge that. And when somebody is hurting and they're told they should just be positive, they should get over it,
Just get
everything
over
should
it.
be fine. That, I think, even deepens the sense of emptiness and loss and hurt.
And more suffering.
Yes. And Jesus said, blessed are those who mourn. And I believe that that's because those who mourn deeply, they're blessed because they had the opportunity to love so deeply, right? And I think that living into those teachings in community is healing.
Yes, and with others, watching, feeling, touching,
Yeah.
seeing you.
When my mom was very ill, she was in a long-term care home. And I cannot tell you the respect that I have for the personal support workers, the nurses, the recreational therapists, all of those folks. I mean, it is a difficult job caring for people, in this case, people with dementia and physical illness. And they were so tender and so caring of her. And even though she could be difficult, they always focused on those moments when she was at her best. When she was a ray of sunshine, they held on to that. And they insisted on taking care of us, too. And before the end of their shifts, when they knew she was near the end, they would come and visit and say goodbye. And there was lots
Powerful.
of tears, and yet they do that every day.
Every day.
Caring for the most vulnerable.
And I was just going to say, and for everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
And they allow themselves to connect with people and to be in relationship with people, even though they know every single person that comes through the door is only going to go out one way, right? So you can imagine how you could build walls in those situations. You could have build a tough exterior because you're saying, like, I just won't let myself connect with these people because they're not going to be here for very long, and I just don't want to feel that pain. But it was the opposite. These are, I say, you can never pay these people enough, because it's a calling that is just an astonishing calling for humans to respond to, because what you're getting out of it is true humanity, and for people who want that, who seem to thrive in that, I have nothing but great respect and great love for them, because I just think they are amazing people.
Well, I think also that it seems like it would be the opposite. If you are experiencing and watching and being with people when they are suffering and at their lowest point, that you would also suffer. But you do suffer in watching them and feeling their pain, but it also is this release, and that there's something about being of comfort to somebody who is not able to comfort themselves that is also truly healing.
We feel the most joy when we take care of others.
Yes.
I think they also recognize, just like we do often in our calling, that they are professionals and that they can do things that other people can't do, right?
Like what? What do you mean?
Well, that they're able to do these, even just changing these people who can't change themselves, but do it in a way that is loving, that offers dignity, is careful and gentle and so on, but it also works and it's efficient. And so, a combination of these things.
Yes.
And still be able, as Sue Ann said, you just yelled and swore at me. You have no idea what you just said and did, but I still love you. Well, most people can't do that. Just like, most people can't deal with death and dying, by sitting at someone's bedside or by doing a funeral with their family or so on, right? So all I'm saying is that when you're called to these things, you're able to do these things and you recognize, wait, this is something that not everybody can do, but I can do it and I will do it my best and I will do it with love. And I think that's what they're doing.
Yes, yeah. It's this capacity, and it's either you have it, and sometimes you have it, and sometimes you don't.
You don't, yeah.
Another group of people that is really gaining my admiration are the folks that are standing up in Minnesota and trying to protect the immigrants there, the most vulnerable, putting themselves in the way, trying to record what's going on.
Yes.
Speaking up appropriately when they can.
Yep.
In nonviolent ways, because it is truly hard to fathom what is happening there. But the only way to make it stop is for good people to do something. And many are.
Yes.
And I am very encouraged by the response that I'm seeing by clergy, by the churches, that they are, in my opinion, following the teachings and ways of Jesus to try to help people and
Yes.
to stand up for people, to do it in a respectful way, to do it in a civil and honorable way. Sometimes getting in harm's way to be able to do that. Unfortunately, we are reading and hearing about some really horrible things that church folks are having to go through.
Yes.
I can't imagine what it would be like for a whole bunch of armed people to show up at my church and drag people out during a worship service. I just can't fathom something like that. But what these folks are doing, I think, what Jesus would want us to do, which is to stand up for people, to try to help people, to try to protect people, not to be violent,
Yes.
but also to be resolved to try to help people and to look after people as much as possible.